So welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we're going to be using Google authentication using firebase auth, right? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to create a firebase project. I have already made a video on how to set up firebase, so I'll just put the link in the description. So the next thing that I would want you to do is I want you to download the google.services JSON file. So once you download this google.services JSON file, you go to the Android folder here, the Android folder. You go to the app folder here, inside the app folder here, and then you paste it. This one, google.json services, right? So once you've done that, the next thing that you need to do, is you need to copy this class path, Google services class path, this one. So, and then you go to the build.gradle in the project, this one, the build.gradle outside of the app folder, and then you just paste it in here. So once you've done that, now the next thing that you need is you need these dependencies. You need the firebase core, you need the firebase auth, you need the firebase sign in, and then you need the cloud firestore, but we're not going to use it in this video. And then you need the firebase toast, and then the firebase sign in button. So these are the dependencies that we need. So once you've done that, the next thing that we are going to do is inside the lib folder, we are going to have two folders. We are going to have the repository. And also we are going to have the UI folder that is going to contain our user interface, right? So in the UI folder, we need to create the home.dat folder. And then it must be a stateless widget. Then we import the material.dat file, right? So inside inside the main.dat file, just replace the home folder with our home folder that we have created, right? So the next thing that we need to do is we need to go into the repository folder, and then we need to create the repository.dat file. So in the auth repository.dat file, we need to create a class auth repository. So inside this class, we need to instantiate firebase. So we say instantiate firebase auth is equals to firebase auth.instance, not the instance for, just instance, firebase auth.instance, like this. So the next thing that we need a stream. We need the stream of to get the user from firebase. The stream to get the user from firebase, which is equals to stream from firebase, which we are going to just say, which is going to get the auth state changes. So the auth state changes, it just means that it's just going to get if the user is logged in or is not currently logged in. That's what the auth state changes is. It just looks at the state of the user, if he's logged in or if he's logged out. And then it goes to firebase auth state changes, like this. So the next thing then we need to get the user. We need to get the user. Equals to, which is equals to, sorry, we need to get the user. Get, which is equals to firebase auth. Firebase auth dot current user must be the current user. Okay. Like this. So, and then we need to create the sign out method. Sign out, which we are going to wrap in a try catch block. So we are just going to try. If it fails, then we are going to catch the exception. Right. So inside the try catch block, we just say firebase auth dot sign out. Dot sign out, just like this. Right. So we are done with this method. And then the next, we are going to create a method of type future, which is going to return a boolean, which we are going to say sign with Google. Sign with Google, and then we should have sign this boolean response. Response is equals to false. Since we don't have a response yet, we will set this to true once we get the response, right? So now we're writing a try and then catch block, right? We're going to wrap it in try catch block. Right. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to set in final Google sign in account, right? Which can be now, so we provide a nullable, which we are going to say Google auth is equals to Google auth is supposed to await. Sorry, this should be is supposed to be a Google user, right? Which is equals to, we're going to await Google sign in. Google sign in dot sign in. We just say going to say Google. So this should be a method Google sign in, like this. So the word expression can only be okay. We forgot to put the async keyword here. Okay, so the next thing now is we need to Google final Google sign in authentication. Authentication, which can be now, which we are going to say Google auth. Google auth. This goes to, we're going to await Google user authentication. The next thing is we need to get a credential, which is equals to Google auth provider. dot credential. So we are going to get the access token, which is Google Auth dot access token. And then we are also going to get the ID token, which is Google Auth dot ID token. So this Google Auth can be null, so we're just going to do it like this. Right. So now we are going to set the user credential. User credential is equals to await firebase auth dot sign in credential. Sign in with the credential. Then we provide the credential that we have created above. Right. So now it's done. So you just say response. The response is equals to true. Since if the user is logged in or if he's not logged out, then we'll get a response, right? And then we need to catch an exception. So let's say on firebase or exception, provide the exception. Then we say catch, I'm sorry. Catch. And then we say Flutter. Which is going to show a toast message, right? Dot show toast dot message. The to string, we need to convert it to a string. And then after this, we then need to return response. In this case, the response, if we get an error, the response should be false. Since response should be false. Okay, so now that we are done with the auth repository, so what we have simply done is we have created, we have retrieved the user from the Google sign-in account, and then we have created this Google sign-in authentication, Google Auth, that is going to authenticate our user, and then we have got the user's credential, which is the access token and also the ID token. And then we've then used the user credential from Firebase to log in with our Google account, which we provided as the credential, right? So the next thing that we need to do is we need to move into the main.dat file, right? So we need to move into the main.dat file. So inside the main.dat file, what we are going to do is we need to wrap this worm with a string builder, right? So the parameters for the string builder, we have the string, which I'm going to say auth repository dot auth. Sorry, it should be auth repository dot auth state change, right? So if you remember, so this string is going to monitor any authentication changes, that if the user is logged in or if the user is already logged out, right? That's what this stream is going to be monitoring. And then the next thing that we need inside the stream, we need a builder. So the builder is going to take in a context and a snapshot. A context and a snapshot. It's going to take in a context and a snapshot, and then we are going to check if snapshot dot connection state. So I think I made a mistake with the builder. It's supposed to be here with the builder, which is going to be context, which is going to take a context and also a snapshot, right? So we are going to check if the snapshot dot connection state, if the connection state is equal to connection state dot waiting. So that means that everything is not yet complete. There's still some background process running. So we'll just return the center widget with the child secular progress indicator. Then let's just put a constant here. And then we also need to check if the snapshot dot connection state if the snapshot has data. So that means that if it has data, that means that the user is already logged in. So we are going to just return the home screen. We're just going to direct him to the home screen. Right. We're just going to redirect him to the home screen. Else, what we have to do now, we have to return the login screen. That means we have to redirect the user to the login screen. So let's create the login screen in our UI. So let's just say login screen dot. Let's create a stateless widget. Just say login screen. Then let's import the material.dat. Here we should return a scaffold. Scaffold. Let's just import this file, right? So we are done with main.dat file, right? So let's move into our login screen. So what we need to do is we need to provide a body. I'm going to center it. The child is going to be sign in button. And then we need to provide you with the type of button. Which in this case is we just say buttons dot Google, Google.button, like this, and then provide the onPressed method. Must make it an async method. So now what we need to do is we need to initialize our auth repository. Like this. So when we've done this, we are just going to say boolean response is equals to await auth repository dot sign in with Google, like this. So, and then if we get a response, let's just remove the constant. If we get a response, then what we'll do is we'll then direct the user to push named to this route. So let's go back to the main dot file and create our routes with the home. Let's go say routes. Just going to say home context, then just going to say home. No, there's no need to provide the key. We're just going to say home. So back here, our route name is just home, like this. And then now what we need to do is we need to run let's run the application and see if it's working. That our application is running on our emulator. Let's try to sign in. Okay, let me click on my Gmail account. So as you can see, we are now logged in. So here, let's just say colors white. Let's give it a white color. So let's reload and see if we are going to be redirected to the login page or to the home page. Let's restart again. Let's see the changes. Yeah, as you can see, now we are now at the home page because we've already signed in. So as you can see, this is how we use Google sign in on Firebase. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.